eating plant-based scientific answers to your nutrition questions. Right. What motivated you to write this book?
Well, I'll go first then. Well, I guess for me, it comes from, over 9 years now of having to answer these questions for myself, for my patients, for colleagues, as founder of Plant-Based Health Professionals, as, course facilitator at Winchester University. The same questions keep coming up again and again. And I thought it would be great to have a resource that really sort of does a deep dive into the common questions, provides the scientific evidence, to provide also reassurance to everyone who's looking to shift towards a plant-based diet, or for already vegans and already those on a plant-based diet, to reassure them and empower them in their own education and advocacy to spread the message. As you know, I write a weekly blog, and I've been doing that for over 2 years, delving into the science that keeps coming out, new papers every week. I review 4 or 5 papers every week, and the science hasn't changed. It hasn't changed for decades, and it won't do. All the evidence is pointing to focusing on healthy plant foods as the basis of any healthy diet pattern. And for myself and Zahra, 100% plant-based is the only option when you take into account the planet and the animals. And we wanted to bring that level of reassurance to readers and those curious that you really can thrive, not just survive, but thrive on a plant-based diet.
That's such an important message, that you can't just survive. And this is not even about being deprived, because, initially when you start talking to people about, hey, I eat plants. What? Do you not eat this, that, and that? And like not even oil? Like I'm a whole food plant-based oil-free vegan, if you like. And then people are like completely flummoxed. They're like, I don't know how you eat on a daily basis. So you're absolutely right. This is not just about survival. It's about thrival, and we are thriving, individuals because of this. Zahra, what was your reason? And who came up with this idea? Did Shireen just call you up and say, hey, I've got all this amazing ideas. I got to put it together in a book. Let's do this. How did it happen?
That's exactly how it happened. So as Shireen said, for 2 years she's been doing this, this weekly look at the plant-based nutrition news. I don't think there are many people who know the plant-based literature as well as Shireen does. So when she, this was totally her idea. And when she asked me if I wanted to join her in the journey, I was very honored and happy to come and support her as much as I could. And the reason we chose the question and answer way was because that was the learning tool that speaks most to us. And we had been totally changed in our viewpoints by Gary Francione's book, Eat Like You Care, which was in the question and answer format. So that really spoke to us. And as Shireen said, it was our lived experience. It was really easy to come up with the questions as it is for most vegans, because we get it all the time.
Right. And why is it important for us to get scientific answers? Because a lot of the times people are like, science, if science had to change things, we would all be walking around with washboard abs and, bikini bods or something. But people read books and, they don't, because they're so emotional about when they eat. So we need emotional answers to nutrition questions. But why scientific answers?
Well, I think as health professionals and scientists, I've done a PhD. I mean, we value that rigor that goes into creating the scientific knowledge. And, the scientific method is well researched. And you just need to know how to pick out the key points and, understand the flaws or the greatness of particular papers, and bring together different elements of the literature, different types of studies to create that certain knowledge, and most of what we've written about is certain. We write about the dilemmas about oil and no oil, but those are just little small bits around the edges that doesn't take away from the main message. And I think, if you're not sort of used to understanding scientific literature or knowing how science works, you can really pull out any paper from the internet and find an answer to a question in the way that reinforces your own beliefs or choices. But I think what we've done is bring together different types of studies, observational, randomized, mechanistic, that really tell the story of how we just do not need to eat animals or any aspect of animals, whether it be their milk and their flesh, honey, etc., to thrive. We're omnivores, we're opportunistic omnivores, as people say. We have a choice, and now many of us, certainly the three of us, in a privileged position where we can make that choice that is kinder and more compassionate without compromising anything, but perhaps even improving our overall health.
And who's this book for? Because a lot of the times when people think about science and they think about people with advanced degrees and doctors like yourselves, can a regular person, can our viewers, moms, soccer moms, can they just pick it up and learn something from there? Are there any recipes, or how have you packaged all this information that can be pretty daunting for a lot of people?
So it's for anybody who has an interest. So it's for the public, it's for health professionals who are meeting people every day in their practice now who are asking questions about the plant-based lifestyle. It doesn't have any recipes, but we're hoping that the question and answer format is a more simple way to get the knowledge, and it has 14 chapters. There's a general chapter at the beginning, and then there's a chapter on meat, and then one on fish and eggs and dairy, and then nutrients of concern and specific questions that come up all the time. So we hope we've made it accessible in that sense.
And where can people get it from?
So it's available on pre-order from bookdepository.com. Okay. Which is probably the cheapest one. I think Foyles has it for a similar price in the UK. It's also on for pre-order on Amazon, but at a higher price. And the Book Depository has worldwide free delivery.
Okay, so it's Book Depository, and it's also on Amazon.
And Foyles and Waterstones in the UK also have it on their websites.
Okay, this is awesome. And by when can people hope to receive it?
January 20th is the release date.
Okay, that is perfect. I have just added that to our banner so our viewers can have a look at this. This is your new book that's just out, Eating Plant-Based: Scientific Answers to Your Nutrition Questions. As Zahra and Shireen explained, there are different topics. It's in a Q&A format. You do not have to be a licensed healthcare professional to be able to understand this book. So I highly recommend, please get your copy today, and you can pre-order it on bookdepository.com or on amazon.com. And there are a couple of other extra places where it's also available in the UK. So tell me, what can the readers expect? Well, you've mentioned about the chapters and about different ingredients and different food groups and so on. Can the readers expect to understand and receive this information in a way that if they're vegan already and they want to go and talk about it to others, can this be used for effective advocacy? I guess that's what the question is.
Absolutely. That was the whole point. This was the book that we wanted to read. When we started our journey, we would have loved to have this. I know Layla always says that about her book that she edited with my father. That was the book that she wanted to read, and that's exactly the thing that we say about this book as well, because it has all the information you need to advocate to others, to have confidence for yourself that you're doing the right thing as well, that you have confidence that you're doing the right thing for your family as well, for your children as well.
And since you bring up Layla, who's a dear friend, I have to bring up this family picture. I mean, you guys are a fabulous family, and we've had Layla before on the show. This is the book, that you just referred to, Zahra, Rethinking Food and Agriculture. And I think that between these two books, you've got the complete guide for effective advocacy.